became screenplays.
He wasn't big on yard work.
Especially, and that was the thing that Rance wanted him to do, was to mow the lawn.
I wanted him to learn to appreciate and hopefully enjoy physical labor.
I didn't really want to mow that lawn. It wasn't that I wasn't capable, and not that I had never mowed the lawn, but I had an idea this one day. You know, my dad's a ham. He's an actor. He's a ham. I had a new camera. I said, hey, Dad, I got this idea.
Rance says, well, what is it, Ron?
I've got an idea for a film, but I need somebody to do it. I need somebody for the lead role. His ears perked up. I said, it's about this guy who, in his everyday life, very militaristic, and even when he does something as simple, as mundane, as pedestrian, as mowing the lawn, he attacks it.
Attack that grass.
And of course, Rance got the idea right away, but Ronnie made his movie. And just about the time Rance finished the backyard, the movie was miraculously finished.
So this is a lesson for how to deal with actors.
I think so. Yes.
Howard got out of mowing the lawn, but he couldn't get out of the 50s. Typecast first as an all-American high school student in American Graffiti, he soon landed a role as an all-American high school student in its TV cousin. The show became one of the longest-running hits of all time, which was more like a life sentence to Ron Howard, stuck as Richie Cunningham, forced to live out his days in a fictional Milwaukee suburb in 1955, with the Godzilla of 70s television, Fonzie.
Einstein! Henry Winkler created this character, the Fonz, that was, you know, well, it was kind of revolutionary. It was amazing. I mean, it just took over the airwaves. And, you know, my character definitely got knocked back. And that was painful. That was painful for me.
We talked once about what had happened to my character. And I said, okay, so here's the reality, and this is what's going on. So how are you feeling about this? He was very honest. He said that in the beginning it was very hurtful. It was hard. He said he was very pragmatic. He said that it's good for the show.
What I really did was I made that my day job. And I went about doggedly becoming a director.
But getting a job behind the camera was a lot harder for Ron Howard than getting work in front of it. In one acting job on the way to directing, Howard met a former prop man from the silent movies who knew a thing or two about determination, John Wayne.
Oh, boy, take my horse over to the...
My name's Gillum. It's not Boy, it's Gillum Rogers.
The director, Don Siegel, had cast me and wanted to introduce me. And I arrived on the location, and I was going to go up to the Duke's hotel room. And that week, Henry Winkler and I happened to be on the cover of TV Guide for Happy Days. We went up, I met his hand, huge hands. I shook hands with him, just, you know, massive. And a very big guy, we talked a little bit. And there was a sort of an uncomfortable pause. Don Siegel says, well, look here, look who's on the cover of TV Guide this week. John Wayne kind of looks at it for a second, looks at me, and he goes, ah, big shot, huh?
When I was a boy, I heard all about your shootout at the Acme Saloon.
There's more to being a man than the hand of the gun.
Did he give you advice? I mean, did he say, you know, whatever you do, don't let him call you Opie?
No, he said, don't ever let him make fun of the TV stuff.
There was one man in Hollywood who saw potential in Richie Cunningham that not even Ron Howard could imagine. Roger Corman, the honcho of horror films, the king of car crashes, made a deal with Ron Howard. Act in one of my car crash flicks, and you can direct one of my car crash flicks.
But Ron's film, Eat My Dust, the first film he did with us, which was a teenage comedy car chase picture, was one of the two biggest films we had during the entire 1970s.
So is that how it worked? Smashed cars, fast driving, chase scenes, Richie Cunningham's face, Hollywood movie magic.
That was it exactly. Ron Howard pops the clutch and tells the world, eat my dust.
Based on the success of Eat My Dust, Corman kept his end of the bargain. Ron Howard got to make his movie.
On the surface, Ron was probably the coolest first-time director I've ever worked with. On the morning of the first day, we were shooting at a house in Brentwood, and Marion Ross, who played his mother in Happy Days, was playing the mother of his girlfriend in the first scene. And he came in, talked to Marion, talked to the cameraman, and said, Marion comes in the door there, she sits down here, and she picks up the telephone. We'll cover that in a moving dolly for a master shot, and then we'll cut into a close-up when she picks up the phone. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. Let me know when the shot is lit.
Remember that line?
No, well, I remember that shot. I can't imagine that I went for a cup of coffee.
First moment of directing.
Yeah.
For Ron Howard.
No,
that was your line.
I think I was trying to sound cool and calm.
I personally believe he had probably rehearsed that line and was making a point of coming in knowing exactly what he was doing. But whether he rehearsed it or not, he made his point. Everybody knew they were dealing with a director who knew what he was doing.
Grand Theft Auto became one of Corman's most successful films. Costing $602,000, it grossed $15 million.
Let's do one more.
Since the Corman days, Ron Howard has made 8 major motion pictures that have grossed more than $500 million. In Hollywood, he's a player. Oh, and one more thing.
They don't call him Opie Cunningham anymore. They call him Ron Howard. Director Ron Howard.
Martin Scorsese,
Right,
Coppola, Ingmar Bergman,
right,
Spielberg,
right.
Corman. Where's Ron Howard?
Well, see, I don't see it as I would see kind of all those guys grouped together, and there are more that I could throw in there. And I hope that before it's over, I have a chance to sort of join that grouping.
We've been talking to people for weeks, asking them to tell us things about your husband. And the worst thing anyone has ever said about your husband is that he didn't mow the lawn.
I know.
For 4 weeks.
And you know what? I tried to think of things before the show. But he's a good man. He is a good guy. And so I really did try to rack my brain. But he cracks his knuckles.
Oh, my God.
Yes, it's true.
Michael Keaton told us you might just be a man who's about a year away from a rooftop with a rifle.
Is that right? I'm not sure that guy who winds up on the rooftop ever really knows he's headed there. So I would trust Michael's instincts on that much more than anything I would ever have to say on the subject. Just don't be surprised.
And Corman will make the movie.
It'll be out 10 days after it happens.
Thank you very much.
Nice talking to you.
Really.
I'm a writer. I've written about everything, even cars. From what I'd learned, I decided to get a Saturn. Still, I wondered if things really were different, so I asked Saturn if I could do a story on my car being built. Well, it wasn't what I expected an American factory to be. As I got to know Brad Harkey, Angela Osborne, and all the team members, I got to know what made my car different. So when they all crowded around me in my Saturn and did this cheer, I understood what it was all about.
Why, you shouldn't be so quick to judge a child as delinquent if he or she misbehaves.
She enters your home weeknights turning letters on the puzzle board. Wheel of Fortune's Vanna White.
And political analyst Dennis Eckert.
Watch the news at 11 tonight on News Channel 5.
Day one in the middle of nowhere. The meals have been superb. It's a good thing they have a fitness program aboard every Royal Caribbean ship. Maybe I'll work out tonight before dinner. Maybe I won't. There was something about the streamers at our Bon Voyage party that told me this is going to be the vacation of a lifetime.
You've got some Royal Caribbean coming.
The first time I switched pain relievers, it was from aspirin to Tylenol. Then recently, I switched again, from Tylenol acetaminophen to Advil. You see, I got these really pounding headaches, and I found Tylenol didn't always get rid of all the pain. So I tried Advil and found that for my really tough headaches, 2 Advil worked better than 2 extra strength Tylenol tablets, better than Tylenol gel caps. For my tough headaches, Advil just works better.
And for a cold, try Advil Cold and Sinus, advanced formula for the cold season.
It's a kick. You got your vitamin A, your vitamin C. I like it because it has those beta-carotenes in it.
What's that word? Beta-carotenes. It's zippy kind of thing, a zippy thing.
Say Merry Christmas. Did you have a good Christmas? Yeah. Get lots of stuff? Hey! Get your horsey. Do something cute. You're just gonna sit there and grin.